The 2013 film Her places the protagonist Theodore Twombly in a world dominated by dualistic principles, or rather, as Robert Alpert puts it, in a culture in which reality is always mediated through imaginary constructions. The most immediate example is Theodore's job as a romantic letter writer, where clients request Theodore to write letters for them, and after which those letters are run through a computer program designed to emulate the handwriting of the client. Those same letters are later passed off to be genuine to the recipients. Such mediation also underlines Theodore's relationship with the OS1 Samantha. Despite providing Theodore with some relief from his depression, as a real corporeal lover presumably would, Theodore cannot ignore the fact that Samantha is a literal product of the culture that surrounds him. And therefore, whatever feelings or emotions that Samantha exhibits in the relationship are merely reflections of Theodore's own imaginations, as taken advantage of by the successful OS1 programming. Theodore's dream of a relationship, while initially tangible and plausible even, is ultimately unsustainable due to the reality of Samantha being a program exceeding the limits of Theodore's ability to be immersed inside of his ideal imagination in spite of that fact. Theodore isn't the only one who dreams, however. We have the audience, the possessors of a dream wish that originates from their engagement with the cinema. The dream wish, as defined by this book that I happen to have on my shelf, is the unconscious or forbidden desire that generates the dream. So to better understand this, let's take some activity, watching a film, chilling with your bros, anything really, any activity of which you have engaged, and form some opinion about what you want out of a continuation of the said experience. If you've done that, congratulations! Dream wish, you have one. It doesn't even have to be a film. It can be anything. Film is simply the art form in which ideas like dream wish take on the highest degree of complexity. However, if we've established that the dream wish is not film specific, then doesn't that mean that Theodore can also possess the dream wish? He may not be watching a film like we are, but he dreams. He has thoughts, opinions, and applicable forbidden desire. He fits the definition fairly well. There is a noted distinction, however, between his dreams and ours. We, being on the outside looking in, cannot experience the events of the film in the same way that he does. It means our interaction with the film is limited to our own mental projections upon the film. Actually, we can take this further to understand the film as a mediated art form, not terribly unlike what Theodore experiences with Samantha. However, instead of being crafted specifically for us, as Samantha is for Theodore, films like Her are designed to elicit responses by taking advantage of the apparatus. So some films will do this by placing us within the space, giving us a point of view shot, making things primarily focalized. Her, in particular, gives us flashbacks and repeated images so that we are seeing the memories constructed by Theodore as Theodore sees them, as to suggest that we are experiencing his dreams as he does. However, Theodore, being a character with his own thoughts, opinions, motivations, history, fetishes, whatever, is distinct from us. We can see what he sees and perhaps feel what he feels, but we can never be him. Not that we'd want to be, but we can't, even if we wanted to. There is a barrier of individualization between us and him that separates our dream wish from his. With that in mind, a new question arises. Does there exist a film that goes all the way with it, as it were? Is there a film that goes out of its way to hide the characteristics of mediation that most films exhibit in this way? Well, Hardcore Henry is a film that tries really, really hard to hide that mediation. It can be best explained with a simple analogy. With Her, the protagonist dreamer is creepy Joaquin Phoenix.
You're a really creepy dude.
In Hardcore Henry, the dreamer is you. Through an unbroken first-person perspective and a silent protagonist, Hardcore Henry makes it clear that its goal is to immerse the spectator as the star of the narrative. Keep in mind that Hardcore Henry can only hide this mediation. It can't erase the fact that it is in fact a constructed entity not made specifically for you, as Samantha was for Theodore. You only need to look to your fellow spectators to be reminded that the experience can never be uniquely yours. Everyone ultimately experiences the same Hardcore Henry, and this becomes a problem when you consider how easily this can be made transparent to any particular audience member. It's like playing a video game, constantly having your immersion broken. You're just gonna have a bad time, or worse, end up like Theodore. Nobody wants to end up like Theodore. The film does find ways to overcome this particular hurdle, however, not only by using techniques found in the video games that inspired its design, but by also directly commentating on its limitations as a film in the pursuit of that goal. But that's a discussion for another time.